Alright, CHATOT, use time. Okay. Hey Charizard, where's the dragon type? Did you forget your Megastone in your purse? Ugh. Hey, don't let him get to you, man. Dude, f this guy. What is going on, guys? This is Dobbs here, bringing you another Pokemon video. And in this video, I'm going to show you 10 of the most interesting Pokemon that can talk. But before we start, I wanted to show you guys this new cool game called Dragon City. Dragon City is a free online multiplayer game where you can breed, feed, and collect all sorts of different cool dragons. With hundreds of dragons to choose from, Dragon City allows you to build a variety of dragon habitats, farms, and fun buildings for you to level up. You can even challenge your friends for an epic battle or revenge your dragons in case you've been attacked. And with so many dragons to choose from, it starts to become tough to choose which one to fight with. But don't worry, you can always rely on the machinery dragon, who fights like a complete monster. So be sure to check out Dragon City today using the link down below in the description. I for one think the dragon habitats are awesome, and this video was sponsored by Dragon City. So yeah, with that said, without further ado, let's get started. Haunting in at number 10, we have Gastly from the Pokemon anime. Now, during the episode of GASTLY's Peak, Ash and his friends come across a summer festival that's rumored to have a haunting spirit that steals the souls of men. But like most of us know, this was only a rumor created by the playful Gastly that has the ability to speak human language. Not only is this Gastly the first non-main Pokemon character to be shown with the ability to talk, but I believe it's linked to the GASTLY's Peak and to a recent Pokédex entry from Pokemon Sun and Moon. You see, in the latest Pokédex entry for Gengar in Pokemon Moon, it states that Gengar used to be a human. And in the episode of GASTLY's Peak, they mention that the lost spirit returns to the festival once a year, looking for its lover that was captured in battle 2,000 years prior. So I think this talking Gastly is actually the lost spirit's lover, and the reason why it can talk is because, well, it was once a human, which is pretty interesting. Singing in at number 9, we have CHATOT. Now, like we all know, CHATOT is based off the real-world parakeet, a bird that can learn to mimic the human language perfectly. But what's cool about this talking Pokemon is that it's the only Pokemon that can learn chatter, a move that allows the trainer to record their own voice and use it as an attack. Now, when I played Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, I was completely oblivious to this feature, but that was probably a good thing because my CHATOT would have been very misbehaved. Something I find pretty funny though is that originally, CHATOT's chatter only had a slight chance of confusing the opponent's Pokemon, and also completely dependent on the volume of the trainer's recording. So basically, the louder you yelled into the mic, the more chance the other Pokemon would have become confused. Which to me made total sense because, could you imagine if a random bird came along and yelled out a few curse words? That would really confuse me. I think it's safe to say that CHATOT will go down in history as the only Pokemon to utter curse words at its opponent, making him a pretty unique talking Pokemon. Distorting it at number 8, we have the Unknown Dimension. Now, the Unknown Dimension is an alternate plane of existence where law and physics don't necessarily matter, and I believe this higher dimension plays a very important role when discussing the backstories of talking legendary Pokemon. As seen in the third Pokemon movie, Molly's father mentions that these drawings of legendary Pokemon are what an artist imagined them and how they could look like. And the key word is imagine because later, the Unknown literally make an exact copy of how that artist designed the legendary Entei. Now this could be why a lot of legendary Pokemon have the ability to speak human language. It's because these Unknown play a certain role during the birth of these strong Pokemon. And of course, the Unknown's body shapes are what the human language is based off of. So it would make a lot of sense for their creations to speak this human language. Even in the anime episode Address Unknown, Ash's Larvitar is shown in the Unknown Dimension speaking about his mother. So maybe Pokemon that enter this dimension gain the ability to speak human language, while Pokemon that are made from this dimension permanently have this talking ability, which is very interesting. Sleeping in at number 7, we have Slowking. Now, I've always loved the Slowpoke evolutionary line. The way they portray it in the anime is just awesome. How it goes, if a Shelter bites the head of a Slowpoke while it's wearing a King's Rock, it will evolve into a Slowking, which is very unique to say the least. But what I think is even more special is how Slowking gains its intelligence through the evolutionary process. You see, according to Pokemon Crystal's Pokedex entry, Slowking gains its knowledge through the toxin Shelter emits when it yawns. So basically every time Slowking becomes tired, its brain gets enhanced with IQ juice. As cool as that may sound though, there's kind of an inconsistency in the Pokemon universe with the ability to speak human language. I mean, we have Pokemon like Alakazam and Metagross, whose IQs are supposedly over 3,000, which is 30 times higher than Albert Einstein's, and we've never seen them speak the human tongue. Like, could you imagine if a Shelter bit the head of one of those Pokemon? You would have a super intelligent legendary Pokemon on your hands. But anyways, it seems that Slowking from the second Pokemon movie was tired quite often because it eventually gained the ability to speak human language, which not many Pokemon can do. Reading in at number 6, we have Manga Mewtwo. Now I wanted to include Mewtwo from the Pokemon Adventures manga because I believe the backstory to why it can talk is far more interesting than the Mewtwo from the first movie. Shown in volume 24, Mewtwo sprouts out of nowhere, revealing to Red that he wants to help him fight against Team Rocket. Now what's really funny about this encounter is that Red is very surprised that Mewtwo can understand what he's saying, so it's kind of subtly hinted that most Pokemon can't even understand human language in the manga universe. Later in the chapter, Red tries to explain to Blue and Green why Mewtwo is here to help them fight. But to no surprise, Blue doesn't understand and asks Red, how on earth can he tell what that Mewtwo dude is thinking? Suddenly, Mewtwo stops Red and tells him that he is the only one that can hear him speak telepathically, and that he only allows 3 people to have the ability to hear his voice due to him not trusting humans. Red, because he was the only trainer that was able to capture him. Blaine, because he was Mewtwo's master, and finally Yellow, because he fought along Mewtwo's side courageously against a formidable foe, which to me is a pretty awesome backstory for a Pokemon with the ability to speak human language. Coming in at number 5, we have Lucario. Now Lucario is based off the Egyptian god Anubis, a god that has the power to usher souls into the afterlife. And what's cool about this connection is that the god of Anubis' power is a direct parallel to the aura that Lucario wields, making him an aura guardian. Now what it means to be an aura guardian is to have the ability to sense a life form's aura and also have the power to control it. With the power of the aura, a guardian can read minds and actions of other beings, see through objects with the aura senses, and also attack or create barriers made from the aura. Now in the 8th Pokemon movie, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, an aura guardian known as Sir Aaron took Lucario as an apprentice and showed how to control his aura. With this newfound ability, Lucario gained the knowledge to interact with other people's souls, which manifests itself as a method of communication. So basically when Lucario speaks human language, it's actually talking through the power of its aura towards the soul of its recipient, which in result translates into understandable language, which is pretty cool. Singing at number 4, we have Jinx. Now in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, you play as a human that was transformed into a Pokemon. And as the theory goes, the only reason why you can understand the Pokemon around you is because, well, you yourself are a Pokemon. But something that's really interesting and mysterious is that Jinx is the only Pokemon that you're unable to understand. You see, whenever Jinx talks, the only text you can read are just random symbols and musical notes. But this might be a connection to the anime episode Who's Flying Now, where Jessie and Meowth question if a disguised Chimecho is speaking Chimecho language. Here, check it out.
Ah, yes. Wasn't that fantastic?
Do you mean it's saying Chimecho in Chimecho language?
Read my lips. It's a bell.
From this scene, it subtly confirms that each Pokemon species have their own language. So maybe this Jinx isn't just blurting out random words, but speaking in its own native tongue. A small but interesting detail from the Mystery Dungeon games. Let me know in the comments on what you think. Coming at number 3, we have Wildcard Pokemon. Now I wanted to use this spot to showcase a few interesting talking Pokemon that really don't have much to them. They can talk because, well, they can. For example, we have Tentacruel from one of the early anime episodes that can talk telepathically.
We are Tentacool and Tentacool, here and now. Humans have destroyed our ocean home and now we will have our revenge.
Yamask when he possesses Silent with his mask.
And now, I shall punish you!
Santa's Lapras and Holiday Hijinks.
Lapras, this intellectually advanced Pokemon, is able to understand human speech.
I have been watching you for some time now. Santa Claus asked me to search for one of his Jinx.
And probably my favorite, quite a few Pokemon in Darkrai's created Dream.
Hey, what's up, little buddy? 'Tis the young man's Pikachu and Meowth from Team Rocket.
Please forgive our late arrival.
I promise you can leave the rest to us.
We'll do the battling from here on.
Which are all pretty cool. Possessing at number 2, we have ROTOM. Now ROTOM is a Pokemon that has the ability to enter and control appliances, and like we all know, in Pokemon Sun and Moon, Professor Kukui gave us a Pokedex that was possessed by a ROTOM. And with ROTOM having access to a mobile computer, it was able to download the human language and speak it fluently.
Alola, Rotom!
Language selection complete.
Wow, Rotom just talked!
Not a lot to this talking ROTOM, but I still thought it was noteworthy enough to have its own spot on this video. Blasting off at number 1, we have, of course, MEOWTH. Now it's common knowledge that MEOWTH from Team Rocket has the ability to talk, but I guarantee that there are Pokemon fans out there that don't know why that is. Shown in the anime episode Go West Young MEOWTH, which aired almost 20 years ago, explains that MEOWTH was just a normal wild Pokemon that was on the constant hunt for food. It wasn't until one day he came across a cat named MEOWTH and fell in love with this Pokemon almost immediately. Unfortunately though, MEOWTH was rejected within seconds, but this didn't stop MEOWTH from trying. In order to impress MEOWTH, MEOWTH decided to become more human-like by standing upright and talking human language. But even after transforming his whole persona, MEOWTH again rejected him and called him a freak. This caused MEOWTH to become heartbroken, but at the same time made MEOWTH remember his first human word, Rocket, which then transpired in MEOWTH joining Team Rocket, giving us the MEOWTH we all know and love today.
Meow, that's right.
So now you know. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like if you did, I appreciate it a ton. And also, if you're enjoying the channel, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to follow me on Twitter for fan interactions, video updates, and other cool stuff, follow me at Dobbs. And for the question of the day, which talking Pokemon is your favorite? Be sure to let me know down below in the comments. I can't wait to see what you guys have in mind. And I'll see y'all next time. See ya.